Hello everyone and welcome back to another Dreaded Wave video. My name is Talvvyn, and today we're going to be talking about Octopath Traveler 2. I'll be talking about what I like about the game, what I dislike, and what I think they could do a little bit better in future releases. At the moment, it looks like I'm going to have to finish the game at an any percent playthrough, seeing that I am a full-time working adult and don't have time to actually collect all the characters. So without further ado, let's talk about Octopath Traveler 2.
Let us press on, for the glory of Ku!
Let's start with the first positive. Like Octopath Traveler 1, Octopath Traveler 2 has an HD 2D graphic style that's very reminiscent of the SNES age of Final Fantasy games, which I've learned that many of the higher-ups at Square Enix wanted to do for the SNES era of Final Fantasy games, but due to obvious constraints they just couldn't at the time. The game's graphics are actually quite timeless when you look at it, and it looks really good. I'm playing on the PS5. And so right out of the bag, that's one of the most easiest points to take away from this game, is that it's really good looking. And moving right along, we're going to talk about the combat. As a kid, I never played turn-based RPGs like that. I grew up on action RPGs like Tales of Symphonia, Dark Cloud 2, and things like those. I remember watching our eldest brother play Blitzball in Final Fantasy X, but I never saw the appeal of it and I thought that was just the actual game. I was like, why aren't we killing anything? So the Blitzball theme is pretty much stuck in my head. But back on topic. Octopath Traveler has a turn-based battle system, but what's cool about it is that there's a break system and there's also a system called Boost. If you've played Bravely Default, it's kinda or similar to that. With the break mechanic, you pretty much look at the enemy's weakness, and when you attack with that weapon, it takes down their defense points. Think of it like the stagger system from the new Final Fantasy VII. When the enemy's broken, you can hit them with massive damage. The weapon weakness doing more damage and any other weapon doing slightly less. Yet the quirky little thing about it is some enemies don't have weaknesses discovered right away. So you learn skills like Analyze to tell what the weaknesses of the enemy are. Square Enix really knocked it out of the park with this mechanic. But other than that, it's really just good old-fashioned RPG combat. You know, like your Dragon Quest, your Final Fantasy. The art style is really cool. For some reason, when you go into battle, it's like Final Fantasy, of course. The bosses are really detailed and intricate, but your characters just remain these little derpy, chibi-like sprites. I guess if you're into that type of thing, like Final Fantasy JRPGs, it's really, it's endearing. Timeless even. On to bullet point number 3. The accessibility of the game is a lot better. You can now speed up battles. You could not do this in the original one, and it's a feature that I am glad that it's here. It's a godsend. While talking about more mechanics, the path actions are completely different. This time around, characters have a day and night path action. Yes, this means that you can now control the day and night cycle of everyone's lives, with one of my favorites being Throne's path action. During the day, she steals stuff from people, which is odd because you would think she would steal stuff during the night. But no, at night she just throws hands, she just knocks people out. Second favorite action and character is Hikari, and you're going to see why once you play through his story. His daytime action, I believe, is he can duel people. He can challenge certain characters to duels around the world, and when he beats them, if he beats them, he gets one of their attacks. Hikari is a warrior class, so his specialties are pole arms and swords. But the cool thing about his path action, when you duel somebody, he can learn an attack that's like an arrow attack, a bow and arrow attack, or an axe attack. So yeah, path actions are pretty cool. On to the next bullet point though. As far as the effects go, like just everything about this game just is better than Octopath Traveler 1, I think, so far. For example, character interactions. When you're in battle, you can actually hear, it's just a little detail, but you can hear the characters actually call out other characters' names. And the first one, that was the huge disconnect for me. You would heal someone with like an inspiring plum or a healing grape, and they'd be like, oh, thank you, but they wouldn't say the name, so it kind of felt disconnected. In this one, they actually say the names of the respected character.
Many thanks, Casti.
They paid a lot of attention to that type of detail. My only critique with that is that I wish during the characters' stories, other characters would follow you around in the cutscenes, just to make it a little more cohesive or inclusive. And my last little note is on the voice acting. It's not bad. Some of the characters are voiced better than others.
And you've got a dagger. What more could you ask for?
Hello, Sand Lion.
That's all I have to say about that. And overall, there are just more party interactions in this one. It feels more, inclusive with the other characters. And finally, we're going to talk about the world. alongside some of the music that they put in this game. It's a very vast world that you get to explore. At the time of making this video, and with the 4 characters I chose to adventure with, I've completed chapters 4 and 5. I've thought I've seen all the worlds that needed to be explored. I've thought I've been to every nook and cranny. Turns out, spoiler alert I guess, there's an entire open sea that you get to explore. I guess I'm not entirely sure if that feature was in Octopath 1. Yeah, I haven't beat that one yet. But that little mechanic is a welcome addition. And then there's the job class system. Similar to something like Bravely Default, where players get to mix and match job classes for their desired effect on the battlefield. The dynamic soundtrack is composed by Yasunori Nishiki. Really does its job in bringing a fantasy world to life. Coming back from Octopath Traveler 1, he also helped compose a few tracks for Final Fantasy VII Remake. So is it really any wonder why the soundtrack is good? I really love how there are so many battle themes. And with that, we've kind of run out of time for this video. We already hit the 5-minute marker. At the time, I don't have much negatives to say about Octopath Traveler 2. Some stories do take some turns that you don't expect, and some character stories are pretty bland. In my opinion, of course. For real, I just kicked those characters out the party though. We'll leave off on that. You don't have to complete the entire game with all 8 characters, from what I hear, which makes this the perfect JRPG game for a working class adult. Do I recommend it? Yes, an overwhelming yes, especially if you're on something like a vacation or you have a lot of time to play the entire game. If you like content like this, go ahead and drop a like or leave a comment in the comment section, or click subscribe for more videos. This has been Talvvyn with Dreaded Wave. Peace out.